Hi, it's Alison Canavan, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a very powerful tool and an exercise called I See, I Hear and I Feel. This is a really powerful exercise for travellers who struggle with anxiety or who are nervous and don't like turbulence. Who does like turbulence? What this exercise does is it brings you home to yourself. It brings you into the present moment. We're also going to be using your superpower because, yes, believe it or not, we all have superpowers. And one of the most important ones we have is our breath. It's our most underutilized tool, and it's free and it's available to us all the time. Our breath gives us back our power. Why? Because it gives us that essential pause to help us respond instead of reacting. So most of us during the day are stressed, and let's face it, we live in a really busy world where from the minute we get up in the morning till the minute we go to bed at night, we're pretty heavily scheduled. We also live in a world where we have the epidemic of busyness. Very rare do we give ourselves a chance to pause, to have a little bit of space. I look at stress as being here but wanting to be there. And this is how I like to demonstrate it. So this is the way we should be, okay? As human beings, okay? So a little bit of resilience, bounce back ability. So we get stretched with stress during the day, we come home to ourselves. We get stretched, we come home to ourselves. This is the way most of us are all the time. What happens when we're like this all the time? When we're stretched to capacity? Yeah, it snaps, it breaks. This is when we become sick or at a dis-ease with ourselves. And that's what the word disease means. It means being at a dis-ease with yourself in mind, body, or spirit. So by using tools and techniques and mindfulness practices that you can bring with you anytime, anywhere, it gives you the ability to come home to yourself, to help cope with stressful situations, and brings you into your body at moments and at times where you're stressed. I know for many years I was a very nervous traveller, and what helped me was harnessing the power of the breath. So I'd love to invite you to join me in this beautiful and simple but very powerful practice called I See, I Hear, I Feel. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit comfortably in our chairs, and you can place your hands in your lap. We're very gently just going to begin to become aware of our breath. You can place your hand on your heart because by simply placing your hand on your heart, it brings your awareness from your mind down to your heart area. And activating your heart area helps you to soften. Just begin to take some long, slow, deep breaths as you sit in your seat. Breathing in and out through the heart area. If it helps, you can count for 5 on the in-breath and count for 5 on the out-breath. Let's do it together now. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. First, we're going to name 3 things we see, then 3 things we hear, and 3 emotions we feel. Then we're going to do the same again, naming 2 of each, and finally the same again, naming 1 of each. So let's name 3 things we see. So I see. Notice what you see around you in your immediate area. It could be your hand, it could be the seat in front of you, the cabin crew, a door or a window. So I see number 1, number 2, and number 3. Now we're going to name 3 things we hear. I hear the engine. I hear people talking. I hear my voice. So 3 things you hear. I hear 1, 2, and 3. Finally, 3 things you feel. So I feel. And what's important about this part of the exercise is label and name what you are actually feeling. If you feel anxious, scared, nervous, or sad, please name those. when we practice these kind of exercises, we're not judging, we're being with what is. So I feel happy, sad, whatever you are feeling, name it now. 1, 2, and 3. Now let's take a big deep breath in together. And out. Now we're going to name 2 of each. I see. 1 and 2. I hear. 1 and 2. I feel. 1 and 2. And a big deep breath together. And out. And finally, naming 1 of each. I see. I hear. I feel. This is a very powerful practice because we're using our senses to bring us into the present moment. When we're struggling with anxiety, we're generally worried about things that might never happen. This helps to bring our mind away from what we're worried about and onto things that are happening in our immediate area in this present moment. Not only can you use this practice while you're traveling, like today, but you can use it anywhere in your real life. In traffic jams when you're stressed, standing in line at the supermarket. So if you become stressed or anxious during the rest of this flight, or indeed if we happen to hit some turbulence, please remember that you can come back to this exercise. And if you're struggling, you can always start by naming 6 things you see, hear and feel, and count backwards. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today.